Now we will further discuss the impurity defect in this case now. Defect in the ionic compound because of replacement of ion by the ions of the other compound is called impurity defect. Let us suppose what can happen in a crystal of NaCl. If you added strontium chloride, then what can you say? Strontium has valency of +2. So one strontium cation can electrically neutralize two chloride anion. So it means that while in comparison to that, what happens? Two cation is required for sodium. Remember that what I am saying to say. There are one Na, there is one Na. So comparatively there is one Cl, one Cl. But if in place of, so these are the two voids are there too. Now if in that place what happens, if in one of the place, if strontium 2 plus come, it will satisfy both the anion and that position will remain free. Yes or no? Clearly understood or not? So this will remain what? This will remain completely free. So due to that, what will happen? So that void is, that particular void come into account, that this imperfection comes here, that one of the cation position will remain vacant due to the impurity added by the other element. Okay. Similarly, if in place of that you add what? You add a cation having what? Valency of 3. Look at that, what I am trying to say. That if in place of that you have what? If in place of that, if you have now Na plus satisfy 3 cations, 3 anions, sorry, Na plus satisfy 3 anions. If it satisfy 3 anions, now these are the 3 cationic places are there. Now if in place of that I would put 1 Al3 plus, so 2 position will remain. Why? Because 3 will satisfy all 3. So these 2 position will remain vacant. So if you add to NaCl a metal ion having valency 2 plus, it will create cationic vacancy of 1. If you add metal of valency 3, it will create 2 cationic valencies. If you add metal having oxidation number +4, then you will have cationic valency 3. Why? Because different metal ion, because different metal cations, because different metal cation will satisfy the anions. Okay, and you will have cationic voids. Are you sure about that? So what can you say now? We can say that here, that impurity defect in ionic compound because of replacement of ions by the other compound is called impurity defect. Okay, if it's strontium, like here, what happens? Sr2 plus has been there, so this Sr2 plus will come. So one of this place, no sodium is required because these chloride ions will be satisfied strontium 1, so vacant site will be there. So if you add Sr2 plus, it will create valency of +1. So one cationic vacancies has been created. Okay, vacancy defect created by the Sr2 plus ion. In case of what? In case of NaCl during crystallization, if little bit of strontium chloride is added, that in the process Sr2 plus ion go in place of Na plus, and that will create impurity defect in the crystal of NaCl. in this defect, each of the Sr2 plus replaces 2 sodium ion. So Sr2 plus ion occupy only one side but satisfy the two anions. That is the beauty of that, because it satisfies two anions but occupy only one vacancy. So what will happen? So a cationic vacant space is created. Hence it create a cationic vacancy equal to the number of Sr2 plus added. Okay. Similarly, if you add CaCl2 in AgCl also, you will have formation. So if I am repeating once more, if a metal of 2 plus is added, okay, the number of cationic vacancies will be what? Will be number of M2 plus added. Okay, if it is Mn3 plus, then how many cationic vacancies are there? Then cationic vacancy will be 2 times the number of M3 plus ion added. Okay, so remember that the difference in the valency of the two cation, okay, equal to that particular number only per atom or per added ion, that number of valencies will be created. Are you getting that? Sure. Let us suppose you have added 10 power minus 3 mole Sr2 plus. Then what will happen? Equal number of vacancies. So 10 power minus 3 mole cationic vacancies are being created. But if you added 10 power minus 3 mole Al3 plus, then number of cationic vacancy will be 2 times 2 into 10 power minus 3 moles. Are you getting that? Now let's look at one more example. Let us suppose you have added what? You have added 10 power minus 5 mole Al3 plus ions in molten NaCl. Then what will happen here? Now you know that Al3 plus has valency of plus 3 and Na1 will have valency of plus 1. So valency difference is what? So I am repeating once more. So difference in valency is 2. Okay, so how many cationic voids are there? Cationic voids will be, or cationic vacancies should be, cationic vacancy should be difference in valency multiplied by number of moles added. So difference in valency will be what? Difference in valency is 2. Number of mole added is minus 5. So you have how many cationic vacancies? 2 into 10 power minus 3. Are you getting that? Easy? That is too easy. Similarly, if you have added 10 power minus 3 mole Mg2 plus in NaCl, then number of cationic vacancy will be what? Difference in valency into number of moles added. So Mg2 plus and Na plus, difference in valency is what? Answer is 1. So number of moles added minus 3. So answer is 10 power 3 minus moles valencies are being, or cationic vacancies are being created by the addition of that much mole of MgCl2. Cv stand for cationic vacancies. Easily understood? Now again, next is very interesting topic that is called as non-stoichiometric defects. Now what happens in case of non-stoichiometric defects? That they will change the formula. There are large number of inorganic solids found which contains constituent particles of non-stoichiometric ratio because of the defects in their crystal lattice. So defect because of presence of a constituent particle in non-stoichiometric ratio present in the crystal lattice is called non-stoichiometric defect. Non-stoichiometric defects are mainly of two types. One is, what is that one? One is what? One is metal excess and other is metal deficiency. What is that? Metal deficiency. So both metal excess and metal deficiency, these are the two non-stoichiometric defects that we are now going to discuss. Now, in case of non-stoichiometric defect, what we are observing here, as a result of imperfection, the ratio of the number of cation to the anion becomes different from that indicated by the ideal chemical formula. It means wherever these defects occur, they will change the formula of the compound. The defects are called non-stoichiometric defects, but they are called as non-stoichiometric defect. These defects arises due to the either excess of metal ions or non-metal atoms or presence of impurity or foreign particles. I am repeating once more. These defects occur due to number one, excess of metal atoms or excess of metal atoms or presence of impurity. So one of them is the cause. Metal excess defects. It has been observed that if crystal of NaCl is heated in sodium vapor, I am repeating once more, if the crystal of NaCl is heated in sodium vapors, it acquires a yellow color. The yellow color is due to the formation of the non-stoichiometric compound of sodium chloride in which there is a slightly excess of Na plus ions. What happens in this case that some sodium metal gets doped into sodium chloride crystal, which due to its crystal energy gets ionized into Na plus. The electron occupied site that would otherwise filled by a chloride ion, as given in the picture. You can see here. Okay, so electron trapped in an electron in anionic vacancy, electron trapped in anionic vacancy is called F center. It is called as what? F center. I am repeating once more. Electron trapped in anionic vacancies are called F center, and the F center is responsible for imparting color to the crystal of NaCl. Are you okay with that? Metal excess defect due to anionic vacancy. The same I am saying to you. I am repeating once more. The same phenomenon we are repeating once more. If alkali halides like NaCl, KCl show this type of defect, when crystal of NaCl are heated in atmosphere of sodium vapors, some of the deposit atoms of sodium on the surface, the chloride ion diffuse to the surface and combine with Na atom to form Na plus. So sodium will lose one electron. This happens by loss of electron by sodium atom to form Na plus. The released electron diffused into the crystal and occupied an anionic site. Look at that. This anionic site is occupied by what? Anionic site occupied by a free electron. This is called as F center, Forbes. Okay, it means color forming. What is that? Color forming. So, due to that only what happens? Due to that only the NaCl on heating in atmospheric of Na, sodium, its color will undergo a change. Its color will undergo a change. Look at there once more that what will happen if you take NaCl in presence of sodium vapors. Some of chloride ion will go towards the sodium. There what will happen? That Na will lose one electron. That electron goes to this particular point. So what happens? Electron trapped in anionic void is called as what? It is called as F center. It is called as F center. Clearly understood? Sure. I am repeating once more. These types of defects occur because of missing of an ion from their regular size, leaving a hole which is occupied by electron. So when an electron occupies an anionic void, what will happen? The colored crystal will be obtained. Okay? Hole occupied electron is called F center and responsible for showing color. I am repeating once more. The hole means anionic vacancy. The anionic vacancy is occupied by electron is called F center and is responsible for showing color to the compound. The defect is common to NaCl, KCl and lithium chloride. Sodium atoms get deposited on the surface of crystal. When NaCl is heated in presence of sodium vapors, then some of the chloride ion will diffuse with the sodium ions and NaCl is formed. In the process, sodium atom will release one electron to become sodium cation. That released electron get diffused and occupy the anionic site. So the electron trapped in anionic site is known as what? Is known as F center. Okay, if the same happens with lithium chloride, then you will have seen pink color. If the same happens with the potassium, then you have violet color. So for different type of alkali metals, when they are heated in presence of their own metal vapors, due to the presence of anionic vacancies, where the electron get trapped, the colorless compound becomes colored. Sure about that? Now next point is very very interesting. Metal excess defect due to what? Metal excess defect due to the presence of extra cation in the crystal lattice. This is very interesting topic. When zinc oxide loses oxygen on heating, the number of cation becomes more than the number of anion in the zinc oxide crystal. Why? Because oxygen gas on heating get expelled. So what will happen? But zinc 2 plus ion will remain in the geometry. Now if zinc 2 plus ion will remain in geometry, what will happen? These two electrons will get trapped and will able to what? Maintain the electrical neutrality. So the excess of cations move to the interstitial void and electron move to the neighboring interstitial side. Because of this, zinc oxide impart yellow color when heated. This defect is also called as metal excess defect. So you have to understand that what will happen in this case, that oxygen gas is being expelled, so zinc 2 plus cation become excess, but while escaping before oxygen gas will lose 2 electron per half mole. So those 2 electron will get trapped in the interstitial side. So what will happen? The extra positive charge presence due to the presence of extra zinc 2 plus cation are being balanced by the 2 electrons. Here you can see that when zinc 2 is heated, what will happen? Oxygen gas will be what? Oxygen gas will be evolved. When oxygen gas is, when on heating, what will happen? When on heating, when on adding zinc oxide, oxygen gas is being released out. The 2 electron here get trapped. You can see here. So electron get trapped here and zinc 2 plus ion similarly there. So similarly what happens? So zinc 2 plus cation and 2 electrons will be nearby. Okay. The excess cation occupy the interstitial voids. Okay. Now next is about what? Next is about the metal deficiency. What is that? Metal deficiency defect. Now in this case what happens? Many solids show metal deficiency defect as they have less metal compared to the ideal stoichiometric proportion. The less proportion of the metal is compensated by same metal having higher valency. Such defects are shown generally by transition metals because they are able to show variable valencies. So when metal present less than ideal stoichiometric proportion in the solid, it is called metal deficiency defect. For example, when FeO is taken, it is generally found as a composition of Fe 0.950. So it means that the exact formula of FeO is not there. What is the reason behind that? The reason behind that is that iron is able to exist in two states, that is Fe2 plus and Fe3 plus. So what has happened? But total positive charge should be equal to total negative charge. Now compound is FeO, which means oxygen carries charge of -2. So total positive charge should be also equal to 2. Now let us suppose iron percentage is X into 2, or Fe2 plus percentage is what? That is equal to 0.95 minus X into 3. Why I am writing there? This is charge due to Fe2 plus ion, that is charge due to Fe3 plus cation. But oxygen is only 1, so its charge is -2. So whenever some non-stoichiometric formulas are written like Fe 0.84 sulfide, okay, it means it is also what? It is also non-stoichiometric compound. But whether a compound is stoichiometric or non-stoichiometric, it is always electrical neutral compound. Total positive charge are also equal to total negative charge. So it contains 100% oxide and ion. So 100% means the total negative charge is -2. So total positive charge should be also equal to what? +2. So Fe2 plus carry charge of +2 and Fe3 plus carry charge of +3. So total composition is 0.59 and it is given there. Okay. So out of 0.95, Fe2 plus is X and Fe3 plus is 0.95 minus X. You calculate that. On calculation, what you are able to get? You are able to get that it is 2X plus 2.85 minus 3X equal to 2. So what will happen? Minus X becomes minus 0.85. So X is 0.85. So Fe2 plus is 0.85 and Fe3 plus is what? Is 0.10. Okay, so it means percentage of this is different. So remember that whenever, so if someone asks you If someone asks you what is the percentage of these two, so how will you do? So you will write Fe2 plus will be 0.85 by 0.95 into 100. What is percentage of Fe3 plus? 0.1 by 0.95 into 100. Okay, clearly understood or not? So you will calculate that. So it comes out to be how? So in that case, what will happen? Fe2 plus is 89.4 and Fe3 plus is 10.6. So it means that in case of the compound Fe 0.950, 0.950, these are the amount of Fe3 plus and Fe2 plus. So remember that in every non-stoichiometric compound, what will happen? Compound with different oxidation state are occurring. Element with different oxygen states are occurring. Now, metal deficiency defect, just we have heard about, it will happen in what? If let us suppose nickel is there 0.80, it means nickel in +2 state and nickel in +4 state exist. Let us suppose you have what? You have Cr, or you can say you have Mn3, okay, O4. It is a combination of two compounds. So here what will you see? You will see that MnO 1.33 exist. So these type of compounds, similarly what happens? You have Fe3O4, which is a combination of FeO plus Fe2O3. Are you getting that? Similarly, we have what? Pb3O4. So it is 2 PbO plus PbO2. So these are what? These are all metal deficiency compounds. In certain cases, one of the positive ion is missing from the lattice. An extra negative charge is balanced by some nearby metal acquiring 2 charge in place of 1. Okay, so what happens that one of the cation will go to the higher state. This is evidently a deficiency of the metal ion, although the crystal as a whole is neutral. This type of defect is generally found among the compound of the transition metals, which can exhibit what? Which can exhibit the variable oxidation state. Crystal of FeO, FeS, NMS show this type of defect. The existence of metal deficiency defects is illustrated already to you. It is evident that all types of point defect results in the creation of lattice or hole in the lattice. So what happens? There is one cationic vacancy exists. One cationic vacancy exists here. Now what will happen when FeO is heated? Oxygen in the atmosphere get lost. So cationic vacancies are present. So to compensate that, some of the ferrous ion, that is Fe2 plus ion, will transform into ferric ion, that is Fe3 plus ion, by release of electron. For every vacancy of iron cation, 2 ferrous ions are converted to ferric ion, provided 2 electrons required to the excess of oxygen. Are you getting that or not? So this thing you have to memorize. Remember again here also that there are 3 types of voids. Oxygen got what? White void, Fe3 plus black void, and Fe2 plus is what? Blue void. So same thing is repeated here now. So metal deficiency in case of FeO can be shown like that. So what will happen? You can easily see that these are the voids, these are the where no cation is present, but overall compound is neutral. This is called as what? This is called as metal deficiency defect. I am repeating once more. Metal deficiency defect exists only when a metal has the ability to exhibit variable oxidation state. Okay, and in this defect what happens, metal amount is lesser than the amount of the anion present in the crystal. The reason being that the metal has the ability to show two different oxidation state. So some of the metal ions in the lower oxidation state will go to the higher oxidation state.